Well, growing up in Iowa, Cedar Rapids, about 3 hours from here, I've always wanted to come to this place. I come up to Clear Lake quite a bit. My family's from Britt, and I've never made it to the Buddy Holly Crash Memorial Site. And so today, as I make my trip up to Britt, I said today was the day. Back in 1959, Surf Ballroom. My parents both grew up in the Clear Lake, Britt area up here. I remember hearing stories from my uncles, my dad, about how they would literally walk from Britt to Clear Lake, which is about 20-25 miles, to get to the Surf Ballroom, because that was the place to be back in the late 50s to go dancing, you know, and that was kind of big. And so I've never made it, and always wanted to come here. Looks like it's a good day. Don't look too wet out here, and I'm going to go ahead and make the trek. And sorry, I'm going to have to do this kind of this way, but we'll make the trek down the fence line here. And I'm going to try to walk. It's pretty quick. It's a quarter of a mile, so it shouldn't be no more than 5-minute walk. Again, path looks really nice, not too wet. A lot of corn out here, kind of weird, but I'm gonna get out and do the trek. Buddy Holly, Ritchie Valens, the Big Bopper. Quite the tragic story for all three of them. Plus the pilot, Roger Peterson from Mason City, a young 21-year-old kid who had 250 hours of pilot experience. I mean, kind of young. They said he, you know, was a good pilot, but if a lot of you guys from the Midwest, snow can be treacherous. I've seen enough snowstorms throughout the years, and it is quite the ordeal. And that night, they all said it was horrible. It was really bad, and it was actually really bad up towards Fargo, where the plane was heading. So I think it was doomed before it even took off. Can't blame the three. They're riding around that bus during the middle of Iowa winters, Midwest winters. Probably wasn't a lot of fun. Probably was really cold and treacherous, and couldn't imagine that whole tour was set up pretty badly. Instead of going in kind of a straight line, they kind of zigzagged. Iowa, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Illinois, and probably not the smartest people who set that tour up. But again, 1959, you know, that happened, and but it's really sad. I wasn't even born yet. Born a year and a half later, in August of 1960. So again, I always wanted to see the site, and I haven't been up to the Britt area, Clear Lake area, in a couple of years. So decided today was the day. Coming up for the National Hobo Convention in Britt, the actually 118th convention, and I just say it was the day to come do this. And like I said, I've heard people walk down this path before, and it's kind of a mess. Today it's really nice. It's easy kind of walking, and like I said, I'm trying to make time as fast as I can. I know people don't like the boredom of probably listening to me talk as we walk, but we'll make the trek. and see what this is all about. Again, hopefully we can get up to this point. I don't think it's very far up. Like I said, they said a quarter of a mile, so not too far. I think I kind of see a point up here from where this crash site was at. Pretty tragic. Spent a lot of time reviewing the stories, and it's kind of something that's always intrigued me, and something that's kind of history, and not the best history for the state of Iowa, but you know, it happened, and like I said, we'll work my way up the field here. Hopefully I can make it away. It seems like the trail kind of ends up here, but we'll see here. Pretty sure it's right up here at the end of this kind of path up here. Again, it's really nice so the farmer owns this to allow people to walk on this property, and you know, and allow people to visit the site. Yeah, it's just right up here. It's not a very far walk, actually. It's probably less than 5 minutes, and just kind of amazing and sad. I've never been to the surf ballroom inside of it. I've been around the outside quite a bit. When I come through town, I always seem to come down through Clear Lake and take a drive by the surf ballroom, just because of the history. And like I said, you know, my parents, you know, especially my dad's side of the family, all those guys, all my uncles were huge dancers. So that was the thing, you know, to go to the surf ballroom and dance your legs off, I guess. But yeah, we're coming up to the site. Again, for those of you who want to come up and see this, it is a very short walk. I don't think I've even been walking 5 minutes, and like I said, already here. So, and I walked at a pretty decent pace. So we've made it, and kind of looks like all the pictures I saw. Pretty amazing. A beer bottle down there, looks like. And it's nice that they recognize Roger Peterson. Well, I finally made it to the site, and it's really chilling to be here to see it. February 3rd, 1959. again, real tragic, sad, but I'm glad I came up. Again, probably less than 5-minute walk, so fields are as much rain as we've had up here. I kind of thought it'd be a little more muddier, and it's it was a again short little walk to see the site. And God bless those guys. So sad. All of them pretty young. Richie was only 17. I think Buddy was in his mid-20s. I'm Big Bopper, a little bit older. And Roger, again, 21-year-old kid from Mason City, who was the pilot. And I made it. After all these years, I finally came up to the site and got to see it, and surreal, very surreal. Thanks for everybody for watching us, and for those of you who follow me on YouTube, you're going to see some stuff from the Hobo Convention, the 118th Annual Hobo Convention in Britt, Iowa, which is where I'm heading when I leave here. Thanks a lot.